So you wanna mind fuck? You wanna learn some new tricks to mind fuck people? You wanna explore the mind? You come to the right YouTube channel. Anyway, so I want to talk today about porn addiction. Okay, porn addiction. I'm gonna pull out the video right now. Before you go on, please watch this video. Please watch this video before you watch any of my videos. TED porn experiment. Type that in on Google. Porn experiment. Oh, look at that. Not that. That. Okay, watch this video. Basically, from now on, I want to point you guys to the right to a certain direction. If I think something's interesting or something blew my mind, I'm gonna, instead of just me explaining it, because I'm not the best explaining things, because my thinking is just not verbal enough to be. I'm really bad at explaining things. A lot of people don't really understand what I'm saying. I realize that now. So from now, I'm gonna have someone else who does a better job of explaining things, to explain concepts like these that I think I'll help you, and we can just discuss it later, because my mind doesn't work like that. It's just too visual and too musical. It's too abstract, conceptual. Like, I don't really think in language, so like I suck at explaining things. Anyway, so watch this video, and basically this guy is talking about how a lot of people, especially beta males today, who were like on the internet all the time watching porn, a lot of them are addicted to porn and they don't even know it. He's arguing that every time you watch porn, right? Every time you look at a really beautiful chick, your brain, parts of your brain anyway, maybe your subconscious brain, the most powerful part, anyway, the part that controls your automatic movement, your biological tendencies, that part of the brain can't really tell the difference from its own inner perspective. That the difference between you looking at a video of a really hot chick having sex, or really looking at the hot chick and having sex with her in real life, perceiving it in real time. It doesn't know the difference in a way. And it doesn't know. It's a difference in degree. You know what I'm saying? So he's arguing that people are addicted to porn because ever since you're 15 years old, your brain basically thinks that you're having sex with 10 out of 10 chicks 3 times a day, and it's thinking that your evolutionary duty is fulfilled to beyond extreme, because if you come into a 10 out of 10 bitch every day, your brain is gonna think you're passing your genes on to with really good genes herself. You know what I'm saying? It means that you're evolutionary successful already. And what does that mean? That means it takes more for your brain to be turned on by the opposite sex, right? Because your brain has such high expectations already of who you're passing your genes on with, right? So once you move from here, maybe not her, but just an example. Once you move from her 3 times a day to when you really have a girlfriend who, if you're not that lucky, isn't gonna be as hot as her. And what that means is that you're gonna have a hard time getting it up, because your brain has such high expectation for who you're gonna pass your genes on with. Because you look at that shit every day, and you get rewarded. Your brain gets triggered, and expectation comes higher and higher. You need more porn and hotter chicks to be satisfied. So what that means is that your sex life would suck, right? There's still a difference between the real sex and porn sex, and parts of your brain that thinks they're sort of the same. It's gonna be disconnected. It's gonna be disconnected and create dissonance in other parts of the brain who crave for real things like touch. Well, anyway, I'm explaining too much again. Watch the video. So that makes you really that really makes you question, what the fuck does your mind know, right? I mean, just looking at something right in front of you, you're looking at it from a past perspective, meaning that everything that you look at, even things that you're looking at now, like I'm looking at this cup in front of me. I'm looking at it right now in real time. I think I'm looking at this Coca-Cola can in the present. I think I'm looking at it now. But what does that mean? It takes time for light and for photons to bounce off of this object and bounce back into my eye. And it takes even more time for that signal to be converted through my brain and be processed and be turned into neurons and ions, something that I don't even recognize. And then an image forms in the back of my head, and I see a cup, a can of soda, right? But that process, it takes time. And what I'm looking at that I think is now, it's already in the past. Everything's like that, right? Not only that, the colors that I'm looking at, it's black, is red, does it even exist in here? It doesn't exist in your brain. Just like Kant argued in his Copernicus revolution in the critique of pure reason. He argued that reality is the way it is because of the way our brains are structured. If our brains are structured differently, you see this world very differently. We can never know reality apart from how it's presented to us through the senses and through our cognition. Meaning that everything we look at is filtered through our brain. Back to Kant. Kant said that everything is divided into sort of, there's a little divide between reality. One is things in and of themselves, which we can never know, because if a Martian has a different brain, then he's going to perceive this thing very differently. Even a cat, if a cat looks at this, it might appear very different, have a different experience. And another part of reality is the perceived part. It's how object appears to you, to your brain, right? Anyway, so even something as straightforward as just looking at a can of soda, your brain is looking into the past. So what that means is that whenever if I close my eyes, right? Close your eye. If I close my eyes and think about this object right here, because I'm closing my eyes right now, and I'm thinking about this cup of soda can, and I'm thinking about it 5 seconds after I look at it, right? See, there you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is that image in my head? That image in my head was constructed, wasn't it? Your brain has to sort of just connect those neurons and create an image in the back of your mind, in your visual cortex, for you to close your eyes and see with your mind's eye. That act is an act of construction. Your brain makes that image up, right, according to previous experience. But just looking at it right now is a previous experience, because I'm looking at the past. Like I say, it takes time for the photons to bounce off the object into your brain. So if I look at this object 10 years from now, if I think about this object 10 years from now, the image in my back of my mind is going to be more vague. But it's a difference in degree, right? Me looking at it now, well, you don't think it's too vague, but like I said before, you can never perceive it in and of itself. So and it's in the past, so it's not really exactly the way it is. It's just appearance of it. 0.0000001 millisecond into the past. Everything that I look at right now, I'm second by second, right? Millisecond by millisecond by millisecond. I'm just constructing, and sort of just take everything in and reconstruct the image in the back of my mind. I do that every single second, and that is really, to your brain, to certain parts of your brain, no different from closing your eyes and constructing out of memory. Whether or not your brain can really tell the difference between imagination and memory and just looking at something, right? It's a difference, only in degree, right? Because they're all just constructions. Your brain constructs reality. Your brain constructs memory, your brain constructs imagination, your brain constructs what you're looking at now.